I was just about to turn away from this video because I was like, no, this is stupid. And God was like, no, go back. This is profound. This is the most probably profound thing of all. In this world with our ego personalities, that's one thing. When you do God's will, you have to be comfortable with being just a concept. Because in my experience of serving God's will, like fervently, and like I didn't give a F. It was like, I didn't know this at the time, but looking back, you have to be okay with no longer being looked at as a person any longer. And that should bring you great relief because how meaningless is that life? You have to be okay with now being looked at as just a concept. And that's great. And that's fine. In this world, that's great and that's fine. Whatever it is that you have to stand up for, you have to forfeit the ego of like who and what you are, and you have to find yourself as now just a concept. If before you do the thing, you know that after you do the thing, because I've already done it, people will no longer view you as a person. They will just view you as a concept. So, whatever that concept is that you want to make known, it better be worth it, right? It better be worth it. It better be something substantial. It better be something that is good, that is true, that is holy. How many egomaniacs go out there and they profess a concept of something that is out of egomania, that is false, right? I won't go into it too much, but how many people go out there and they put themselves on the line and they adopt an identity of something that is false, that is egomania. Some of them do it because they're military trained to perpetuate lies as a means to collect a harvest. But then these dumb people like Lily Nova, she goes out and she's like, yeah, I'm going to adopt this as my freaking concept. And it's not her and it's not her stories. It's all lies. She's regurgitating other people's information. This is not a legacy that I would ever want to leave behind. I want to leave behind the legacy of my own life. If you have something profound about your own life and you want to say it, but you're scared, first of all, I'm going to tell you right now, after you say it, people will no longer regard you as who you are. They're going to regard you as the concept of what you're saying, which is probably more true and more profound from what these creepy people are regurgitating from other people's information, making it their own, and it's going to be worth it. And it's going to be worth it. So, all that being said, when you do God's will, these people are not doing God's will. They're just like regurgitating other people's bullshit. And these other people prop them up because they are bigger harvesters of their own kind who are harvesting their own kind. And then they're just like perpetuating the nonsense on a big scale. Don't think that is any kind of merit of success. It's not. Take your own situation. I'm so grateful for this woman in the Navajo Nation. She has like an incredible testimony about living next to these people who just wanted to push them out. They bought them out, wanted to push them out. This dude is one of the most dark and decrepit people you could have ever imagined, and she has to live right next to them. This woman is a hero, and she's gaining traction because it's true, because it's real. This is just a woman trying to like protect her family and also tell her story. These people are way more profound than your mainstream cult narrative of whatever the F you've been following for so long. Get the frig out of here, dude. Get the frig out of here. I can't tell you how many comments I get about people who can relate to what I say, but they're like, oh, maybe someday I will tell my story. tell your story. Please tell your story because your stories will gain more traction than these other people who just get like retarded fame for no reason. For no reason, dude. Your stories will gain more traction. And after you tell your story, be prepared. You will no longer be looked at as a person. You won't. You'll be looked at as a concept. And that's a great thing. It seems like it's not a good thing at first, but then in the end, it's actually the best thing ever. It's better to be looked at as a concept of what you were saying instead of the person that you are, dude. Tell your story. Tell your freaking story, dude, because it has far more impact than anything else.